Plaintiff Arthur Cheney started dating the defendant after they met on a hookup app, and they moved in together soon after. Arthur claims after he and the defendant got engaged, he realized the defendant wanted Arthur to be his sugar daddy because he quit his job and played video games all day. Arthur's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Efren Alvarez says when he started dating Arthur, everything was great, and he was pleasantly surprised when Arthur proposed to him. Efren feels Arthur is suing him prematurely.
Start with you.
Well, I met Efren, this is my ex-fiance, in 2016 of July, and we hit it off pretty well. It was actually a pretty quick relationship. We basically met on a hookup app, but it actually turned into pretty much a dating and pretty much...
Hookup app is like where
Grindr,
you're seeking one-night stands.
Correct. But basically, we pretty much moved quickly, and we were moved in an apartment together and living together. And about 4 or 5 months in, we got engaged and set up our wedding.
Why so quickly?
I thought he was the one. I still kind of do. But it just, I had a lot of feelings for him, and it just felt like it was just perfect, and this was the right time. And he gave me a lot of chances and a lot of options that, that no one else ever had. And
okay.
Yeah.
So you thought you needed to wrap him up real quickly, perhaps?
Pretty much,
that's what
yeah.
you're saying.
And not let him go.
I mean, you question your own abilities.
Exactly.
Yeah, you shouldn't have questioned. You should have said, well, I can wait as long as I want. He ain't going nowhere.
That's true. I should have
got
more confidence.
I love him, and he loved me. I dated my wife for 4 years, see? And
that's probably why you're still together.
We've been together 37 years now.
Exactly.
That's a word to the wise. Four gets you 37, ladies. That's a good odds, right? All right.
I'll definitely take your advice.
Let me get some background from you.
Yeah, we met and it was great. I remember the day he proposed was in October. It wasn't even planned. We went to dinner, came home, spent the rest of the night together. We were getting ready for bed. And he just rolled over and tapped me, and he's like, "Gotta ask you something. Will you marry me?" And right away, I was like, of course.
Okay. Now, what happened? What went wrong?
Around the time I had lost my job, and then it was hard trying to, find another job with little experience. And it was just, there was a couple problems here and there. Like he would go out, not tell me. And I'd ask him and I wouldn't get a response for hours.
Would you suggest that the stress of unemployment was a big reason?
Yeah.
Because you all were probably arguing about finances. He probably thought you weren't doing your best and all that.
We had a lot of arguments, trust me.
Yeah. And I always like to point out the fact that is a common occurrence, and you're one of the victims of being unemployed and having the pressure and the stress of your partner always asking you about when you're going to get a job. You should have told him you don't want to work. Period.
Well, some of his actions
Period.
made it seam like that because he laid around and,
That's what my wife tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you gonna get a job? I don't want to work. What am I say? What would he say? Tell him. Tell I want to be kept. All right. Is there any particular incident that caused you all to break up?
Well, yeah, obviously, I think that he was starting to look for a sugar daddy, and obviously you can see I'm not old and decrepit, and he had a job when we met, and I felt like he should keep a job, and, it's not that I blamed him for losing his job, but I do blame that he wasn't making any efforts to try to look. He was just laying around, not doing anything. And then the final straw...
Did he have the video games to go with?
Oh, he sure did. Video games.
Now
and
that's
watching...
a deal breaker. You can't sit up and play video games.
All right, you gotta go look for a job.
This man going to work every day.
I looked for jobs.
Did he have a basic? Did he wear a jersey, football jersey,
yes, he did.
all the time,
He sure had that bear jersey. Yes, he did. And his socks and
tennis
flip-flops.
shoes.
Yep, sure enough.
Or flip-flops with the white socks?
Exactly that. He sure did. He got a lot of rap for that, too.
I know you're kind. Oh, no, this is the deal breaker. Do you have a basement?
No.
All right. You got to win. That was the one thing. If you're doing all that in the bed, it won't come out the basement unless you're going upstairs to raid the refrigerator. That's another part, right? Go ahead, though.
Yeah, the pressure got really bad. I mean, my dad passed away in August, and I just pretty much just became just really depressed. And then my car got repossessed because I was trying to keep up both basically my car payments and his car payments. And it just was a really bad time. So I basically gave him an ultimatum saying, ship up or get out. And he started to listen, but it just still wasn't enough. And then the final straw in October was he used my dad's bike to work at Jimmy John's, and he got it stolen because he didn't lock it up. Very irresponsible, and I just pretty much lost my everything, my cool, and said, get out. You know, this is not going to work. I can't do with somebody that does not care for my
And when was that?
Myself. That was 3 weeks ago, actually.
All right, so I would think that you would have cooled down a little 3 weeks later, if that's the only thing. Now, if you're saying, if we're going back to the original concern about him being unemployed, do you want to go to school? What is your skill level?
I went to school for a semester, and I'm going back next semester.
Okay. So, sir, if he was going to school to better himself, I always think that that's a reasonable effort that a person is making. You know, it's just the sitting at home part. But if you're out there going to school.
Yeah, after he quit school and work, I mean, he basically did sit around, and that's when I didn't see no efforts to get.
All right, give him another chance. We're going to deal with this breach of contract today, but I don't think you should end your relationship and engagement. So just kind of give some thought to that. All right.
I definitely will.
All right. Now tell me how he breached his contract. What happened?
Well, I believe it was in December that he had a car, and it was pretty much a piece of crap. And he was from Aurora, so he wanted to go out and see his mom. And so for a while there, we were looking to get him a better car that was more reliable and better, but he was 19 and didn't have, you know, the whereabouts to do that with his credit and stuff. And when we went to like a third dealership, they said, well, we'll do it for you, but we can't have him on the name because, you know, it would raise a
no credit.
So I was like, that's fine, but I said, I'm going to get a promissory note and let you know that this is not because I'm in love with you. This is literally your car, your responsibility. Don't put this on me like down the road when you just all of a sudden, you know, don't care for me no more or anything else.
Good idea. That's what I did with my wife. Yeah, that's a few months ago.
Right.
She refused to sign, but I gave her the shot. Go ahead.
But,
did he sign?
He did sign. We did get it notarized. He did make the first payment, and after he lost his job in February, everything just stopped, and he stopped making payments. And I was doing both payments, and I lost my car. So, you know, I'm definitely here to get, you know. And he also had told me on the promissory note that he would pay for the car note and for the insurance because both need to be kept.
You have the note?
I do.
And how do we come up with the amount
because he did make the first payment, and I made 9 payments after that.
Do you have a list?
I do have a breakdown. Yes, I do have a breakdown.
Thanks.
And
Sorry, what do you say to this?
I made the payment, or the first payment. I did sign the promissory note. But, you know, after I had a job for like 2 months before we broke up, and if we broke up, I had to move back home and quit my job the next day. So I don't have much.
Why did you have to quit your job?
Because I had to move back to Aurora, and it was in Chicago.
How far is that?
An hour to an hour and a half.
There's no public transportation going there?
Not really. I mean,
not really. It either is or it isn't.
There's a train I could take, but
Right. What's the problem?
That's the effort I was talking about.
What's the problem with getting on the train?
I had to move back home, and I don't have.
Why couldn't you take the train from where you were living?
Because you needed a bike to work at the Jimmy John's.
He got my bike stolen, and he needs a bike to do deliveries, so he also didn't have
I
that.
promise you, he would have loaned
God
you
knows.
money for a bicycle if you'd have said, this is the condition of work.
And show me that you wanted to be with me and
Yeah.
be a man that I need you to be.
You come across as pitiful now. I used to ride the Greyhound bus when my senior year in college from Eastern Michigan University to downtown City Hall doing a free internship. So essentially I paid to work for free and took 2-hour ride because the Greyhound stopped in every little town on the way.
Getting coffee.
Yeah. So it took 2 hours. But I did it, and I think it worked out. Got me?
Yeah.
All right, so make the sacrifice, and it'll work out for you. Otherwise, what is your defense?
I mean, I'm still looking for a job right now. Gotten a couple.
All right, your defense is I'm pitiful. Say it. That's an order. That's not a request. Just having fun with you. So that's your defense, inability to pay, but you don't disagree with owing.
Right.
All right, $3,213. He says it's because he doesn't have the money now. When he gets it, it'll go to you. Since you're living at home, you can just give it all to him. Then you'll be pitiful over there.
Yeah.
At that house. At that house. Have a good day. That's been funny, Clay.
I'm still in love with him, and I just think that if he gets his stuff together and shows me that he wants to be with me, then I'm totally open to coming back and trying it out again, as Judge Mathis told me to do. So.
Yeah, I think I just need to. I mean, I'm willing to get to work on our relationship after I've figured myself out situation and dealt with the issues I need to deal with on my own. But I'm willing to work on it.
I agree.